Good morning, everyone. A few years ago, I was going through a very stressful period in my life. And I'd heard that the practice of mindfulness and meditation helps in reducing stress, and it helps to prevent depression. So I enrolled in an 8-week course, and it changed my life. Free from the suffering surrounding my problem. And I thought to myself, I was amazed, and I thought, do people know about this? There's so many people suffering and stressed out. This could help them. So I decided to become a mindfulness and meditation teacher. It's gone. Because I wanted to make this as accessible as I can to everyone in my community. We're so engrossed in obsessive thoughts about something that happened in the past or thinking about the future. Have you ever noticed how tough it is to be present? We're time traveling. We're either stuck in the past, obsessing about something that happened, or worrying about the future. And this makes us anxious. And the problem is we don't have a time machine, and we can't change what's happened, and we can't see how things will turn out. So all this worrying is getting in the way of us enjoying life. And we miss out on good stuff, like a beautiful sunset. So what actually happens is we end up living on autopilot, just going through the motions and never fully present and experiencing life. Mindfulness is paying attention to what's happening to the present moment without judgment. And this means without judging our emotions, our feelings, or our thoughts. And when we become aware of our thoughts, we can catch those negative thought patterns before they spiral out of control. Through mindfulness, you learn how to safely process difficult emotions like anger, sadness, acceptance, letting go, and forgiveness by using tools in mindfulness called RAIN. R is for recognizing an emotion we don't like. A is for allowing this emotion without judgment. I is for investigating where it's coming from. And N is to nurture that emotion. So through RAIN, we realize that these feelings are temporary, and the pain and suffering you are feeling will leave once it's finished teaching you. But if you don't process these emotions safely, you will have more challenges in life. Because there's one thing I can guarantee, is that you will have pain and challenges in life. But by practicing mindfulness and meditation, the suffering around your pain will be reduced. Mindfulness also gives us more choice in how we want to experience life, what we want to say, what we want to do. So instead of reacting, we learn to respond with kindness and intelligence. So if people have a misconception about meditation, they think you have to sit in lotus position, but you don't have to. And anyone can do it. You can do it sitting down in a chair or just lying down. And it's science proven that long-term meditation not only lowers type 2 diabetes, it also improves sleep, you become more resilient. You're able to focus better. It lowers your blood pressure. It helps relieve stress, helps with anxiety, and it prevents depression. And mindfulness does not require anyone to change their beliefs, and anyone can benefit from it, and it's easy to learn, but it's not just a practice, it's a way of life. You also learn how to have loving kindness and compassion towards yourself and to others. And you're also going to become aware of your self-negative talk. So whatever you practice gets stronger. And if you practice judging yourself every day and your negative self-talk, that's going to get stronger too. See, we have this horrible habit we do every day. We look in the mirror in the morning and we think, I look absolutely terrible. How am I going to fix this? We think my hair's in a mess, I've got bags under my eyes, I'm fat, I've got a big nose. And this gets worse as the day goes on. I'm going to be late for work. I shouldn't have hit the snooze button. I'm such a loser. Now, you wouldn't speak to a friend this way. And as a matter of fact, you would not find it acceptable if a friend spoke to you this way. You find it acceptable to speak to yourself this way every day. Why? Why are we normalizing this self-negative talk? So through mindfulness and meditation, you will start to become aware of this self-negative talk, because your brain is a very powerful tool and it's going to believe whatever you tell it. And I'm going to prove this to you right now. Whoever wants to participate in this experiment, just stand up for me, if anybody would like to. Close your eyes. And I want you to imagine that you have a magnet stuck on your forehead. And this magnet is very strong and it's pulling you forward and it's pulling you forward. It's a very, very strong magnet. It's pulling you forward. Stop. Now imagine the magnet is on the back of your head and it's pulling you backwards. It's pulling you backwards. It's a very strong magnet. It's pulling you backwards. It might even be in your heels right now. Stop. You can open your eyes and sit down. Now I can imagine that a lot of you went backwards and forwards. Now, you know that you do not have a magnet stuck on your forehead, right? You know that logically. Yet when you told your brain you did, Your brain carried out your instructions and it did what you asked for it to do. That's how powerful your brain is. Now, let me give you another example. My daughter was learning how to drive and she wanted a second-hand Fiat 500 and she asked her father, Dad, can you find me a second-hand Fiat 500? 2 weeks later, my husband said to me, I have never seen this car in my life and now I see it everywhere. And this is also true for pregnant ladies. All of a sudden, they want to get pregnant, they see pregnant women everywhere. And they think it's a sign. It's not a sign. It's just that they hadn't been aware of it before because they hadn't asked their brain to look for it. What it actually is something called your reticular activating system, or your RAS. It is a bundle of nerves at our brainstem, and it filters out unnecessary information and just leaves us with the information we do want. You see, when my husband told his brain, I need to find this car, his RAS delivered. He never even noticed any other cars because his RAS was filtering out all the other cars he didn't want and just gave him the one he asked for. So this is the same when we say to ourselves, the world is a horrible place. Your RAS is going to find evidence of that for you. So if you get up from the theatre today and you bump into someone and they don't say sorry, you might think, people are so rude. And then you'll go home, put on the news, see more negativity and violence, and you'll think the world is a horrible place to live in. But if you tell your brain the world is a beautiful place to live in, and you get up from the theatre today and someone bumps into you, you might think, well, they didn't notice. And then on the way home, you're going to notice the flowers and how they brighten the streets. And you might even catch a sunset tonight. And you think the world really is a beautiful place to live in. Your brain's going to believe whatever you tell it. It's a very, very powerful tool. Mindfulness and meditation improved my life so much that I wanted to share this with others. We place so much importance on our bodies. We hire personal trainers, we go to the gym, we go on diets, but we neglect our mental health. We're willing to work on our bodies, but not on our mental health, and it's a shame. But through mindfulness and meditation, you will be better equipped to deal with life's challenges. And as we deal with life's increasing complexities and uncertainties, mindfulness will give you resilience and joy. See, sometimes we feel like there's something missing in life, but what's really missing is us, because we're not even present in our lives. We're just rushing around like headless chickens, counting the days for the weekends. But what happens to the days in between? So through mindfulness and meditation, you will find more joy. You see, taking the time to look after yourself is going to be one of the biggest investments that you are going to make in your life. Work on yourself, because you're worth it and you deserve it. And be the best version of you, and the relationships with your friends, your family, your partners, your work colleagues, they're going to improve, and you're going to have a better quality of life. You see, you can go to the gym all you want, drink the water, take the vitamins, but if you don't deal with what's going on in your heart and what's going on in your brain, in your head, then you're still going to be unhealthy. So if you feel stuck in your life and you feel like there's something missing, make a promise to yourself today that you are going to work on yourself and become the best version of yourself. Why are you waiting? Walk into the alignment today. You can have the life you want and deserve. Thank you for listening to me.